Hello everybody, here's another video from Angie's Inspirations. Well, today I'm going to do video number 2 in my series about CP and aging. So, in video 1, I talked about the possibility of getting together a group of people with CP, a group of adults with CP, and doing some research around how they deal with different situations that come up in relation to their disability as they get older. So I've made some connections, and I'm going to be talking to some people soon. And when I talk to people, once it's all done, I'm going to publish the results on my channel. I will also keep you informed along the way. I intend for this to be an extensive process, so I'm not sure how long it will take, but I've made some really good connections with people, and I'm going to be talking to those people soon. And like I said, I will keep you informed along the way. As you all know, one of the things that I do now to deal with pain is I take medical cannabis, and all of my pain and spasticity is gone, and it's been amazing. And I talked about the medical cannabis in my video titled "My Medical Cannabis Miracle." But yeah, so that is the best way to deal with pain. For me anyway. And I know it would work for a lot of other people. Medical cannabis is not mainstream here as of yet. So once it becomes more mainstream, I'm hoping that more people will use it. The benefits are amazing, and everyone deserves to be pain-free if there's a way. And I know this medical cannabis would help a lot of people and improve their quality of life. So yeah, that is where I'm at in terms of dealing with pain right now, and it's the best solution that I've found for dealing with pain. And spasticity, and I know it would help a lot of people. My hope in doing these videos is to get the word out there about some of the things that help me as a person with CP, and just to talk about my life, and hope that someone else benefits from my life experiences and how I've overcome all of the obstacles that I've faced in life. I want to say that in terms of doctors being intimidated by patients with CP, I honestly believe that is the case, and they are very intimidated here in Newfoundland for the most part. A lot of them don't really know what to do with us and how to help us in terms of pain management. And that's one of the reasons why I want to do this study and want to take this project on, in hopes of making a difference in other people's lives and generations down the road. To my knowledge, like I said in video 1, there's nothing in existence of its kind, and I want to make a difference. It is my goal with this study to truly make a difference in generations to come, and for the people who have CP now and are going through a lot of pain. I really, like I said, no one deserves to be in pain, and I just want to make a difference. And as a result of not being in pain, your life will, your quality of life will improve, and improved quality of life is always a good thing. So I think this study is a good idea, and I'm going to get people to assist me with it as well. Like, I'm not gonna just do it blindsided. I'm gonna get medical professionals to help me as well. My own family doctor is one of the people that I'm going to approach about it. Not sure what he'll say yet, but it's worth a shot. And I'm sure if he doesn't want to do it, then there's probably a doctor out there who will help me with this study. And I'm determined to find that doctor. I can't tell you. Okay, I've been talking about, like, doctors being intimidated by people, by patients with CP. I can tell you, some of why I think this is the case. So, when you go into a hospital and you have CP, and you tell them that you have pain, all they're gonna do is give you like a muscle relaxer, without trying to find the cause of your pain. Their automatic assumption is, oh, person has CP, so the pain must automatically be caused by the CP. The thing that they're not realizing by assuming this is that people with CP can have pain for other reasons as well, and often we do have pain for other reasons that are not related to CP. But the thing is, when you have CP, you feel pain often, or I should say, this is how I used to feel pain before the medical canvas. And you know what? If I'm feeling this kind of pain, I know there's someone else out there who is. I know I'm not alone in feeling this kind of pain. So, before the medical canvas, like, my body was hypersensitive to pain. So, pretty much everything hurt. And to be honest with you, I didn't realize that until I started taking the medical canvas and the pain was gone. And I have to tell you the truth, I was in a world of pain. And I don't want to ever go back to that. That was a scary place. And what's even more scary is the fact that I was in that place for a lot of years of my life. And yeah, I don't know how I coped with it. I have a very high pain tolerance, and that's the only explanation that I can give you. But also, I used to get cluster migraines or cluster headaches, and they're like the worst migraine you can get. So, back a few years ago, I went to the doctor because I had a cluster migraine headache, and the doctor, nothing I was taking worked. So finally, I had to go into the doctor. I mean, I was throwing up and everything. But the doctor was not convinced that it was just a cluster migraine headache. He actually thought that like I had a blood clot in my brain, or I was having a stroke or something like that. So from the doctor's office, from his office, he sent me into the hospital in ambulance. With an order for a CT scan and an MRI. They did the MRI and CT scan, didn't find anything abnormal. And I was glad for that. That means that it was just a wicked cluster migraine headache. But before they did the MRI and CT scan, they asked me a bunch of questions that I felt were not relevant to the situation. Questions like, what are your deficits? How do you normally feel? Okay, that one was relevant, but I didn't feel like they needed to know what my deficits were. And for those of you who are not familiar with medical terminology, when a doctor asks what are your deficits, they want to know like how your disability affects your body. So everything that is affected in a negative way that makes you not be able to do something is called a deficit, or referred to medically as a deficit. Now, when the doctor asked me this, I have to tell you the truth, I was in a world of pain and I wasn't in any real condition to answer. The answer would have been very, very long if I went into great detail. And I just told the doctor, like, I can't answer that right now. Like, I was in so much pain and discomfort, and it was not, answering that question was not an option. But I can give you another example of doctors not knowing really what to do with you if you have CP. Actually, this example is more of an example of being treated like some sort of foreign being or some sort of freak. This happened to me once, and I hope it never happens to me again. It was my most horrid um, medical experience by far, and that was because after that particular experience, I had pain for like 2 or 3 days. That was like a hell of a lot worse than what I normally had. So the experience was this. So I went to my doctor because I was having these weird pains in my lower leg, and I didn't know what it was, and it's a pain that I never felt before. And so I went to him and I told him about it, and he immediately ordered an ultrasound on my leg to see if I had like a blood clot on my leg or something, because that would have been, he had told me, that would have been the only explanation for the pain that I was describing. So I went in for the ultrasound, and I don't know if you know this, but every single hospital in Newfoundland is a teaching hospital. So when I went in for the ultrasound technician asked me if it was okay if a student came in. And I said, yes, it's fine. Well, let me tell you, I haven't had a medical procedure done since that I was asked if a student would come into. And if I ever do again, I will be saying no, just based off of this experience. It was horrible. And not something I want to experience again. So this whole ultrasound process should have only taken 20 minutes tops. And then, okay, so the ultrasound tech did the ultrasound, and they couldn't find some of the blood flow in my leg, so they had to like repeat the ultrasound. So the ultrasound tech did it twice, and then the student did it, and then 3 other students came in, and each had a turn doing the ultrasound on my leg. And this was not like something that was done quickly. Each student performed a full-fledged ultrasound on my leg. To say I felt like a freak is the understatement of the flippin' year. I mean, people, where's your compassion? Where is your understanding of the word pain? I was having this ultrasound done because I was in pain, and I was having pain in my legs. And you guys, I mean, these people who did this to my leg, they made the pain worse, like times tenfold, and it's no exaggeration. And like I was just saying, my body is hypersensitive to pain. So for like 3 or 4 days after, I was having a lot of pain, and I don't ever want to go back to that situation. It's not a good one, it's not a pleasant one, and I don't recommend it for anyone. Well, anyway, before I left that appointment, I did say to the ultrasound technician that, I didn't feel like that was a very professional thing to do. I mean, a procedure that should have only taken 15 minutes took like over an hour, because she had medical students who were basically using my ultrasound on my leg as a learning experience. You know what? I'm kind of glad they got to do that, but I really suffered after for it, and it wasn't worth it to me. So, as a result, the next time that I'm asked to have a medical student in a room with me during a medical procedure, I fully intend to say no. That was horrible, and I don't want to experience it again. The ultrasound check, when I told her, like, was that really necessary? Did that have to happen? She informed me of something that I already knew. She told me that my veins were, situated differently than other people's, and that as soon as she saw that, she wanted as many medical students to see it as possible. Okay, I can kind of see her point, but I was in a lot of freaking pain. So, it wasn't really worth it. And that's why I will be saying no the next time I'm asked if a student can come into a room with me to experience, what different medical procedures are like, because that's not, I don't know, that day I just feel like my privacy was not taken seriously or protected, and I don't feel like what she did was right. I really feel like I was wrong, and I told her after, before I left the appointment, after the ultrasound, I also told her that, I hope you don't ever do that to anyone else, because it was really painful, and no one deserves to be in that much pain. And, we're not experiments, we're people. We have, feeling in our body, and sometimes our disabilities cause our us to feel things in a different way than other people, able-bodied people, or even people with other disabilities would feel it. So this is why I want to do this study, and this is why it's so important to me. I don't want anyone else to be treated the way I was treated that day. And I would like to afford people opportunity to understand how their CP is going to affect them when they're older, or could possibly affect them. And I found a few people willing to talk about it. I'm hoping to find more people and get this underway very quickly. I just wanted to tell you guys about the whole process and explain, because I would like for you guys to be informed about this, because I feel like it's an important topic and could help a lot of people, and might even help some people who don't have CP. So that's why I want to talk about the whole CP and aging scenario in 2 different videos. There are some positives to aging with CP, and one very, very good positive that comes to mind. Okay, so children with CP are, I wouldn't say all of them are like this, but a good majority of them are like this. So people find it. Children with CP have a lot of spasticity, and in cases where they do have a lot of spasticity, jumping becomes like a normal thing for them, like at a loud noise, or if someone walks into the room, or it doesn't take much to make them jump. And it can be very painful, because sometimes you're back in tracks with the jumping. So, as you get older, then the amount of times you jump, it decreases. And I don't know why it decreases, but it does. And that's very helpful, not to be jumping in every little noise that is heard. So just wanted to throw something positive in this video, so that's why I talked to you about that as well. There are a lot of positives, but there are a lot of negatives as well. And we're going to get to the bottom of how people deal with pain who have CP, so that no one has to have the same questions that we have today. Well, that's it for today, folks. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'll see you next time, tomorrow, with another video from Angie's Inspirations. Have a good evening. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching my videos. I so appreciate it so much. And love you all. Bye-bye for now.